Welcome to Beautifully Unfiltered, the Purple Runway podcast. The Purple Runway podcast is about breaking the silence, honoring truths, and creating honest conversations that lead healing and advocacy and empowerment. For too long, the stories of domestic violence, especially those rooted in trauma, silence, and survival, have been hidden behind closed doors, and we're here to change that. So welcome to Beautifully Unfiltered, the Purple Runway podcast, and let's walk with purpose together.
Welcome, Mayor.
Welcome. Oh, thank you. I'm welcoming you to your own podcast.
And I love it. That's right. You can welcome me to my own podcast.
I'm so used to welcoming people to my world.
Absolutely.
So it's so good
well,
to be
thank
here
you for
with
coming
you.
to my world.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the invitation. This is so amazing and long overdue.
Long overdue.
Long overdue. Glad it's happening.
I want to share with everyone. I remember when I first met you, and it is so real. I will never forget it. Where you walked into a room, you were at Sheila Johnson's event as well, and you were leading that. But you walked into another room, and I saw you. I was already in the room, and when you walked in, it was just like the room just calmed. The room opened up. And I watched you, and as I told you, I don't call it stalking. I watched you for a little while in other rooms or what have you. And so when I was able to really have a conversation with you and sit down, I was like, yes, she's everything I thought she was going to be from afar. So I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's the what you see is what you get all the time. I don't change who I am. I adapt to my surroundings, but the heart is always there. The light that people see, like yourself, that they talk about so often is there without me having to say a word.
Absolutely.
And I just come into a room where who don't I know here? And I try to like seek out people that I don't know because that's new relationships and you don't know how you can help people get to the next level. You're here for a reason. And so meeting people, I've never been shy. And that was hard to do early on, but you grow into it, you know. And so being mayor, I kind of have people coming up to me all the time. So I'm always looking for those opportunities to go seek out someone who I see may be off by themselves or, you know, what are they about? Come on into the circle. Don't feel like that because you don't know the mayor, you're not accepted here. So that's always been my push and my why in a lot of rooms and why I come in like that. And then, because I used to be like, oh gosh, I'm in this room and I don't know anybody.
I understand that part.
It's scary. It's scary to feel that way. And
when
so
you don't really know people.
When you feel that way, I don't want anybody else feeling that way. So I take it upon myself to reach out to that person who may be feeling like that. So that's how I come into a room. And that's all the rooms I go into. I try to just do that, especially when it's something new that I haven't done. And there are those opportunities. People think I've been everywhere and done everything. No, there's still those times where I walk in, I'm like, I've never been here before. Going to the White House, things like that, like, oh my gosh, whoever thought, right. You're trying to take it all in, but then be the dignified mayor as well, right, you know, so I'm at the White House, you know, so, but thank you so much for feeling that, sharing that with people, because you've shared that before, and it means so much to me to know that I was reaching people that I didn't even realize just by being me. And so being authentic.
And that's what you said. You don't have to say anything, and your presence speaks for you.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that you're so very approachable.
Right.
So if someone sees you and they're like, oh, that's the mayor, and you may be talking to someone, and they'll come over there and wait, and I've seen it where they are so comfortable. It's like, Mayor, my name is I've never met you before, or whatever they're saying. But that is the beauty of leadership. When people don't feel like you're so far off from them, where they cannot connect with you or understand the individual behind the brand. Right? So thank you for that so much.
I always want people to feel like they can come up to me. And it somewhat kind of backfires because you kind of get those stalky people who have another thing in mind. And I say stalking meaning, I guess, the climbers. Oh, I want to attach to the mayor because I need to get over here. I need to get with that person. But when it's authentic, and I've got a pretty good discernment.
And that's what I was going to say. I know you lead HR. So you understand people and
I can feel it.
And you can feel it.
When it's real and when it's not. Just like people can feel that about mayors, politicians. You know when people are real and when they are not. It's going to come out one way or another. My mama used to say, if it doesn't come out in the wash, it comes out in the rinse.
Oh,
So just
yes.
hang around.
Clock
Because
that.
you will. So you can use that.
Oh, I
You can use
will,
that.
I
Feel
will.
free. But the more you're around people, you see. But you see,
Yeah.
it's been the same since you've known me.
And it's
You've
and
not
it's
seen
this
it
is
go
not
one way.
new.
No.
Yeah,
No.
knowing of you and knowing
Yeah.
you is not new. It's
Yeah.
just grown.
Yeah,
I think, and
yeah,
it's grown
yeah,
beautifully.
yeah.
And I also want, before we get started, because I have
Yeah.
some amazing questions for you, so the
Okay.
people that don't know
Yes,
you
yes.
can get to know you. But I am so thankful.
Wait, you mean there's people that don't know me?
Maybe. I don't know.
Everybody knew the mayor.
That's right.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, okay, so I was able to receive a proclamation from you.
Yes.
A
Just
couple
last
few
month, yeah,
weeks ago.
yeah.
I want to thank you so much for
You're
that, because now let me tell you the behind the scenes of that.
Okay.
Now, I've heard about proclamations and people receiving proclamations.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, that's so great. And then after I spoke with you and I hung up the phone, I was like, I know what a proclamation is, but
Oh my God, you really have to look it up. That is so funny.
I just wanted to know the details of the
Oh,
details.
that is so funny. Oh my gosh.
I said I was never going to tell anyone that, and then look at me, I'm
Look at
telling the
you,
world that.
telling the world. Oh, that's so good. But it made you feel
Yes.
special and seen, and
Absolutely.
your organization and what you're doing needed to be front and center.
Thank you.
That is the perfect way to do it. In front of council, you got people watching. They don't all come to the meetings, you know,
Right.
council meetings, but they're watching online.
Yeah.
And so then that will carry over. I mean, and that's what I wanted for
Yeah.
you.
Thank
was
you
to
so
just
much.
get it out there. Like, this lady is doing amazing things for DV, and I'm part of that.
Yes.
And so that just helps elevate you more.
Yeah.
So it was amazing.
Yeah,
I think it was a
I
great
went a
night.
couple of places and people was like, Gigi, congratulations about your proclamation. I was like, how did you know?
Exactly, because now it's on the webs. You know,
Yeah.
it'll follow and go places where you never even thought. It's
you
so
so
amazing.
much.
But
I
that's what
salute
you
you for
do.
that.
To me, when you're in position, like mayor or council or whatever, it is a lift as you climb.
Yeah.
You don't forget people who are still trying to do
And you see that
things.
drive and you see that
Yeah,
determination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, if
Yeah.
somebody had just done that for me, if somebody had
Absolutely.
just taken a few minutes, and it didn't take long. I said, Gigi, I want you to be on this proclamation. Write me up something, da da da, and there you go. And it happened.
Yep, and it happened.
And it didn't take any time off of me. It was nothing for me to do that for you. But look at what may come as a result of just that few minutes of, I see you, I need you in front of people, I need this out there. And you have no idea where it's going to take you.
That's true. I'm going to enjoy the journey, though.
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
because it's
definitely
going to
enjoy
be
the
great.
journey.
Don't forget about me.
Oh, never.
Checks made out too. No. So, you know.
My girl. I'm just going to put up just my girl on
That's me.
it.
That's me. I'm that. So, yeah. But to be a part of your journey is a blessing for me.
Absolutely.
Because when the tentacles, I'll be able to look back long after mayor, long after, like, I remember when I introduced her to council, and I put, you know, I kind of started that, and look at her now. You know, that gives you gratitude.
Just like your
and-
girls, the ones that you have in that.
The My Mayor Looks
the
Like
My
Me.
Mayor Looks Like Me. And to learn the stories about the young lady. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I think her name started with an E.
Isabella, maybe?
Isabella.
Yeah, the
Isabella,
first.
okay.
She was one of my first
yeah,
ones.
and just the growth and the transition,
So
and her
amazing.
parents appreciating
Oh, my
all
gosh.
that you poured back
Yeah,
into
so
their
amazing.
family,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, they're
So-
like family friends now. I mean,
Yeah.
our relationship, I'm watching her grow up, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing to become part of people's families just through an initiative that I started.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she said she wants to be Secret Service. I hope because of her trip to the White House.
She might be your Secret Service.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, make that connection,
Yeah.
right? As a result of being in the My Mayor Looks Like Me, as a result of the If I Were Mayor essay so it was the building blocks. She wrote the essay. First time ever in the City of Manassas, I started the If I Were Mayor essay contest. She was my first place winner. As the first place winner, you get to light the tree and you get to come to council. And so she got to do all of that and then ended up in the My Mayor Looks Like Me. And then go from there. She went to the White House. And so from there, all the blocks.
She went to the White House with you?
Yes. She was that group that went to the White House.
Okay,
that
okay.
They had set up that tour, the West Wing and all that for us. And she went. And out back, they had all the lady managers from all the different departments in the White House. They surprised me, which I hate surprises because I'm a control person. But they were like, just go with it, Mayor. Just go with it. And so we get out to the back parking lot at the end of the tour. And there's all these women managers. So I'm like, if you don't want to be mayor, guess what? All of this is open to you. I was 50-ish, had never been to the White House. There are 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds that have been to the White House with their mayor. How many girls are going to ever be able to tell that story? We get out there, they had the K9 unit. If dogs are your thing, you could be in that. Motorcycle unit, bicycle unit, all of that.
Wow.
The Secret Service, part of one department of them, run by a woman. So that's where Isabella tried on the vest, and she said, oh, and you see that spark?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what she's going to do. She said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to. And just a few months before, she'd asked her mom, they were driving by the White House, do you think we will ever be in there? Do you think we will ever go into the White House? And her mom said, probably not. We drive by and we'll be happy with that. And then I call a few weeks later and say, I need Isabella to come with me to the White House. And they're just busting. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable opportunity, but that's what you do.
That's what you do.
That's why you're in position.
And you're connecting, children with vision.
Yeah.
And they're never going to forget you either.
I don't think so.
They're never going to forget you. And the beauty of being in that position, I don't know if this is correct, but why don't you think that happens more when we can connect kids to local community, well, not local communities, but local, politics?
Yeah.
So they can grow into that and understand that it's not something to just vote for the president.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We need to understand local, state, and federal in order to be able to shape our communities and our country in such a way.
Right. Well, I think before me, there was not a person of color in the mayor's seat.
True.
So when you don't see it, you're not going to be it.
Right.
Now you actually see, oh my God, she has hair like me.
Right.
She has skin like me.
Right.
She looks like me. I can actually do that. And so part of my program, when they come, we go out to that wall where they have all the pictures of the mayors.
Yeah,
my picture is the last one,
Mm-hmm.
but all before in front of me is all males. They're all white males. That's all that was there. But then there's me, and I go,
the trajectory.
Yeah. And so not seeing that, not represented, you don't think you can.
Right.
But now
it's not an option.
Now it's like,
it's
I did all this work, so you can do it. So for me, it was go vote, go vote, go vote. That's all I heard in my household. My parents, go vote. But then I thought, you need to know what's on the other side of that vote. And locally, it has way more power, which people don't think. But it does, because you're controlling the streets.
Where you are.
You live. You have the say over that whole thing. Now, for me, being mayor, I don't get to vote. They call it a weak mayor. They have strong mayor and weak mayor. Strong mayor votes. I do not vote.
Okay. So
I'm considered a weak. I hate that, but that's kind of what they call it.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and so I don't vote. Everything is decided by the 6 council members. If there is a need for a tie, I break ties.
Break the tie.
But I cannot vote on anything financial. Nothing to do with money at all. The mayor cannot. So if it's a tie over money, we just gonna sit there until the cows come home until they make a decision. Because I cannot vote on it. So that you have to find other ways to have an impact when you don't vote, because people, they blame you and they give you praise.
Oh,
for
I see
everything.
where you're going. I see where you're going.
It's like, oh, the mayor did this and the mayor did. I didn't vote on that, but I'm the head, I'm the face,
You're the leader.
Exactly. So I have to take the good with the bad. If something's really good, great. You guys are wonderful. You did this, that. And when it's bad, oh, we hate that. We don't like that. Why'd you guys vote for that? And I don't say I didn't vote for it. I want to, but no.
I had something to say.
Right. The council decided this is the way that we go, and I support what they do.
So do you, when they're stuck in a tie or whatever, or do you go in and try to kind of, or you can't?
No, I can talk to the councilman. I mean, I want them to vote their conscience always, because I have to lay down at night and know that I made the right decisions. I want them to do the same thing. So where are you? What are your thoughts? What are you feeling? Why are you against this? Let's try to talk it out and see, why is this not a good idea? Why is this a good deal? And great vice mayor is really good about whipping votes and talking to folks beforehand. And, if we got something, we're kind of like, I don't know. There's only been one time, and I talked about that Wawa that's in the City of Manassas. that I had to make a tie-breaking vote on. But that Wawa also just recently sold a $1 million lottery ticket. So I'm glad I broke that tie and that Wawa was there. Because now they got money.
Everybody's driving 10 miles to go to that Wawa.
Right. So if that Wawa, if I hadn't broken that tie, that Wawa wouldn't have been there.
And you wouldn't have
$1
a new
million.
local
You know, even though the person lived in Woodbridge, it's okay. I was hoping it was a city resident, but you can't have it all, right? At least that ticket was sold, and it got visibility for that store. They got some money. They got blessed with some money from, because they give the store money that sells the ticket. And so they got some monies too. I went over there and saw the manager. You won. You guys. She didn't even know. I said, you guys sold it. She's like, we did. And so it was just great press.
That's the best when you're getting surprised with something big. You're like, what?
And I was like, you guys won. I said, I don't know how much money you're going to get, but you guys sold that $1 million ticket. But I look back at all the hate mail, all the nastiness I got and all of that, and I just said, well, it was meant to be. It sold this ticket. That person in Woodbridge, $1 million richer.
That's right.
And that store is blessed too for selling the ticket. Jobs for 30 people part-time paying $17 an hour. That's how I looked at it. And in a lower income neighborhood around there where kids wouldn't have to have a car to get to work. They could walk, they could ride their bikes, whatever. But that went into me making that decision because I pray about everything. I went and prayed. Then I got talked about praying. We're not going to get an answer on this because she got to go pray about it. It's like, wow. So everything I do that I think, wow, I'm doing so good, and somebody finds something, but you just got to rise above it.
Got to rise above it. And I definitely have a question on you about that because I know that when you get in a particular position, and I mean, mayors, that means you got all of the people.
Yes.
But, even at a company level or community level, when you, as mayor, when you get that pressure, does it weigh on you?
The pressure, you mean like from just
negativity?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And how do you handle that? Because
first,
I know you pray, and I know that but how do you really just?
I don't think I handled it well because I wanted to lash out, and I did, and then I have to realize that it hurt people. And so it took me a while to get that. It's coming from something within them, and it has nothing to do with me. I didn't understand it, but now I'm way better at understanding it and realizing it really isn't about me. And a lot of it is jealousy. And I hate to say that. And everybody heaps things on jealousy. But when you actually have never met someone and they're spewing all kinds of stuff thinking, you don't even know me. How are you able to sit and say this and you've never met me. You never had a conversation with me, but yet here you are. She's this. I'm going,
that has to be a lot.
If you just sat down and talked with me a half an hour, as you say, it'll be a totally different thing. You would feel totally different. So it is rising above it, realizing I'm here to do the job of mayor, that this last election, 57% of the people of the city of Manassas were very happy and wanted me to keep going. And that's what I have to constantly think about is most people are not reading that Facebook mess. Most people are not focused on that. And I have to not focus on it either. It is the keyboard warriors that won't say it to my face, but they'll say it on social media. And so I don't read it. I stopped because I had to. I had to. It was just getting in my psyche and my heart, and I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. So I just keep smiling and showing up.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes you real. And here on the Purple Runway and our Beautifully Unfiltered podcast, we talk about people, mostly women so far, who move from here to there. Of course, if you're overcoming domestic violence or anything like that, me being a survivor, and I know that we don't get to see the women and men who overcome such deep trauma, right? And when we get to see people, you're not a survivor and totally understand that. But the thing is I can connect with that because badgering.
It is.
And the thing is, it is, and especially when people know that you have a good heart.
Yes.
So I want the audience to understand it doesn't just have to be something direct. Everyone here that comes here, you're going to learn something from them, and you're going to be able to add to your own life of how to handle those challenges. So I want to pivot for a second, because before before you came mayor, I wanted to read this. You received an award, okay, in 2023. It was the Enterprising Women of the Year Award and recognition in 2024 of the Ernst and Young Enterprise Access Network, which helped Black and Latino-owned companies address disparity gaps. Okay.
I don't even remember that, but
that's why I wanted to be exact, because I was like, she's probably got enough things going, she's not going to remember. But I'm quoting you right here. I'm getting ready to quote you.
Oh.
You said, I'm standing here in front of you all, humbled and grateful for this moment and for this award that I do deserve. It says, you said this during the ceremony. And then you went on and said, as a woman, sometimes we got to look into the mirror and say, I am worthy. I do deserve this. We wear so many hats on a day-to-day basis, period. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's where you're saying where you overcome. And the thing is for you to stand up there and say, and you don't even remember it, you know, I am worthy. What made you want to become mayor and to be able to understand that you're going to walk in your worth and be an example?
It's not, being mayor, being in politics was never my plan.
Okay.
And I think that's how God works sometimes best, is when it's not in your plan and it's in His. He knows what's best for you and where you belong, and He'll open those opportunities up for you when you least expect it. That came, running for council came completely out of the blue. A knock at the door, want you to run for council. And how it all happened was somebody was approached about running. He couldn't do it, but he said, I got somebody I think would do it. And then the conversation started, showed up. And I'm like, counselor, I don't want to, those are people are politicians. I'm not a politician. I don't lie. And so I'm like, what am I going to bring? Why would
I don't look you in your eyes and lie.
It's like, why would anybody want to hear from me? And then they kept saying, you're from Manassas. Your parents were born here. You have people that have known you before you were born, really. And it's time for a woman of color, had never been done, to get on that council. And it wasn't just about that, but that was a big part of it.
It was a big part of it.
And that late date in 2018, it was
And they picked
hard.
their strongest soldier and was like,
so
go,
it was just
go.
Okay. And then the back end of the committee and all that. And so then I get on council, and I'm on there, and then I'm watching and I'm learning, and I'm going, I'm not seeing people that look like me in these rooms. And why? Because they're ignorant of what goes on beyond the just go vote.
Just go vote.
That I talked about.
Yes.
You have no idea what goes on behind just go vote.
Yeah. And the impact.
That. Right.
And the impact of you
and
just voting.
I made that my mission was, I'm not going to have folks ignorant. I need to open up government. It is not something to fear. It can help you meet your needs. It can open up a whole world. And that's where my mayor bringing it. The parents don't want to leave, and they bring their daughters on Saturdays. I'm like, you can go. And
we're like, no, we brought our notepad.
We've never been to City Hall. And you lived here how long? 20 years. And because you've never been invited.
Yeah. That's true.
You've never been welcomed.
That's true.
So now you are. This is your office. This is the people's office. It's not my office. It's the mayor's office. It's the people's. You belong here.
Wow.
And that sense of belonging and I'm accepted. And if you don't want to be mayor, look at all the other jobs that are in City Hall that you can do locally in your city. You can be a part of the city, an employee of the city. So for me, it was just educating people about the process and how it all works. And I still am learning. I don't know it all, but just opening those doors to like, wow, this is really, I can have an impact. Understanding that was so important to me. And I didn't like what I saw. I'm like, I don't see enough people in the meetings. I just didn't see it. The representation wasn't there.
Right.
Just like I do for the little girls. I wasn't seeing it for myself. So if I'm mayor, like, wow, what that would do. I could be the first, the trifecta, first woman, first person of color, and first Democrat to ever hold the seat.
Oh, you were the first Democrat?
I'm trifecta.
Oh, I did not realize that. Okay.
There's never been a Democrat in the seat of mayor. in the place where the first
Well,
land
maybe
battles
that's,
of the Civil
I
War
mean,
were
it's not
fought.
to separate or anything, but maybe that was an issue
Oh, it
because,
was.
the
It
two, but
was.
that was a
And then you
huge.
pile that on top of it,
Yeah,
and it
I
was
think
like,
that might have been,
what?
even though I don't know how.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the trifecta stuff, just being a woman, then being a woman of color, then you're going to throw in, wow, we've never had this.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is just way too much. How could we let this happen? And the first few months of my reign of being mayor, a lot of looky-loos, can't believe it happened. I'm calling her up and I'm going in that office, and I had a lot of that. Just people
Yeah.
just showing up, wanted to see, how I was, if I was really how
know
I
if I could-
seemed to be. And like you said, I show up all the same.
Yes, but I don't know if I could have handled
You
that.
could have.
I don't know, man. I don't
You
know.
would. You would, right. Seriously.
like, girl.
Making appointments to just come and see what the office looked like. I
Yeah.
don't know if they were looking for the watermelon seeds, fried chicken, and 40s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have been that.
Could have been.
I greet
Could have been.
everybody the same. Come in.
But you do.
I have water. You want something, office nicely set up, welcomed, sit down, what can I help you with? And a lot of them would be honest enough to say, I can't believe you won. They would say that to my face.
Wow.
And it's like, well, I did, and I'm here. So what can I help you with?
The audacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt that,
Yeah.
anyone carrying a position like that, it's a lot of pressure, but I've never had the opportunity to say, is what I'm thinking, is it real? And yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
And for you to be able to take that and walk with your head high through it, as I said, I still say, I don't know if I could do it, but but
I'm in, a gentleman just wrote a book, and he made me a chapter in his book. And when he sat down with me and he was talking just like we are now, and I was telling him the story of, being mayor and all that and all the different things that happened to people. And the one thing he focused on was the one elderly lady who came to see me. And she was just talking, and I'm writing a book as well, which will come out after I'm done mayor, whenever that is. So that will be coming out, and how it's sort of like she was so comfortable, but it was so hurtful as well, because she was just talking about the Great Fire in Manassas and how her house was almost lost and all of that, but it was just the best thing ever, because we saw the best of Manassas show up.
Wow.
And we were there for one another. Go with me. And we were there for one another. We supported one another. And everybody was coming from all over. I'm telling you, Mayor, it was just like a good old-fashioned hanging. And it was wonderful. But I didn't do that.
Oh, I did that. I did that. I didn't know where you were going.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this woman is sitting right across from me and talking just like that, very comfortable. And I went, I didn't stop.
You didn't flinch.
I didn't do the, like you did. I just kept going, and I just sat there, and I thought, wow, she has no idea how she just insulted me. No, not one. She has no idea. And just kept talking. And I said, okay, and I went on. And when I tell the story, people go, and when you threw her out of your office, what did she do? I said, that didn't do that. Because think about how that would have been told. I don't know what I said.
Yeah.
She just got angry and threw me out, because it was normal conversation for her. That's about meeting people where they are. I know what you are. You're not going to change. You're almost 90. You've been talking this way. This is your conversation. I have to meet you there. I may not like it. I hated it. It was disgusting. But now when I see her, how are you? You doing good? You hanging in there? You all right? Oh, yeah. Has no idea to this day how she insulted me and hurt my feelings with that comment. But I just keep on moving.
Yeah.
She has no idea. But that's a leader.
That's leadership.
That
for
is
sure.
what you want.
That's
That's what you
for
want in
sure.
somebody. You want somebody that can rise above that, see it for what it is. And she did not mean it hurtful. She was just talking. That's the way she talks. You know what I mean? Like, what are you saying, man? That was disgusting. And yeah, but I met her where she was.
Yeah.
I had no expectations of her than that. That was her world. That's how she spoke.
Yeah.
And so he put that in the book, and he's just like, that is the most talked about chapter in his book, because he's like, people just cannot believe the things that have been said to you and about you, and how you still just keep showing up, and you still hug and love on them.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
That's what you have to do.
As a leader. So
Yeah, I mean, one thing about me, the people that I bring here, I get to learn from as well. And I'm still growing. As I said, I'm not healed, I'm healing. I can tell you what I've overcome, and it's been a lot, but I honor you for your dedication to what you're doing and your poise. And your grace and your elegance, because I'm not there yet in that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I don't have that coming at me all the time, right?
Right.
So, but the thing is that when you can be an example to people in that way, it shows that you've risen above what the expectation is, and being the first always is going to have more
Scrutiny
pushback because it's change, and a lot of people don't like change.
They just
so we thank you for opening the doors to those babies that you mentor and you've groomed and you're growing.
It's
so
such a privilege. It is a really, when people say privilege and honor to serve, it really is for me, and I take it seriously. I am not perfect. I have made mistakes. I am going to make mistakes, but my heart is always in the right place.
Absolutely.
I'm human. And everybody says and does things they're not proud of in their lifetime. Certainly have been there. But to crucify people for little things like you're so perfect, I never do that.
Right.
People make mistakes, and you have to forgive and move on. That's the
lesson.
older lady.
That's the lesson.
You have to forgive that attitude and move on and understand where it comes from. It's from deeply rooted conversations that happen in their home all the time.
And you're not going to teach an old dog new tricks.
You're not. And me throwing her out and I'm like, what would that
do?
Proved? Yeah. Just, I don't know what I did or said. And that's what she would have done.
Yeah.
So I just kept the conversation going. What can I do for you? What can I do for you today? Thank you for coming to see me. Yeah. And so that spurred, out of that, I always think God makes things happen so you can get a lesson or blessing, and sometimes it's both.
No, I agree with that.
Out of it. And so I thought, instead of them coming in here trying to figure out what I'm doing, I'm going to start Midday with the Mayor. And never had that been done. Midday with the Mayor.
What is that?
Lunchtime conversation where I plop myself down in the middle of the City of Manassas at the Pavilion. It started at the Pavilion when I first did it. That's right in the smack of historic downtown.
It is.
12 to 1 o'clock. In the summertime, in July and August, on Friday, from 12 to 1, bring your lunch, sit down, and come talk to me. No mayor's ever done that. Just sit down and talk to me. Whatever you got a question about, bring it. Then I started adding in special guests every week, and I would keep it a surprise. I wouldn't say who was showing up. So one week I had our fire chief. One week I had a police chief. Next week I would have an elected official. One week I'd have our communications department. So people could talk to the folks that are making things
You're connecting the people to the community, to their local reason to know why to vote.
Right. And who gets to sit down with the mayor and eat a sandwich and drink a soda.
Yeah, that's true.
And I didn't have that.
Because they're always so busy, though. Aren't they always so busy?
Yes, yes. But that is part of the job.
Yeah, it is part of the
job. Is part of being busy, is making time for constituents. So when people say, you're afraid of your constituents, why I'm not on Facebook? No, that's not all. I don't like toxicity. That's why I'm not on there.
Why you're not there.
And I don't, you're afraid of your constituents. You don't want to hear what they have to say. I don't. I'm in the middle of town, 12 to 1 o'clock.
And you can talk to me anytime.
And I don't want to hear. And you can always come to City Hall, reach out.
Yeah.
But so I took myself and planted myself in the community at that time. I did the walk with the mayor around historic downtown to get to the farmer's market, to try to drive folks to the farmer's market more. Walk with me around historic downtown. We end up at the farmer's market, and you can go shopping. Meet at the high school and walk. That's what I was doing on Saturday mornings for a while. Had to stop because some crazy folks started showing up, but it's okay. You adjust, you pivot, you do what you got to do. But
do you have protection?
No.
Oh no.
It will. Okay. It will require something happening probably, but I'm always have friends around that keep their eyes open. I don't go places by myself. I moved, and this got talked about. The parking spot for the mayor was in the back of City Hall, not lit area at all. When I became mayor, I moved it to the front.
Okay.
Oh, she's too good to park in the back. She has to have a space up front and show everybody she's the mayor. Nothing like that at all.
But it is a level of safety. Yeah, that's a level of
I'm
safety.
right under a light. I'm not, spot right up front with the mayor sign.
Yeah,
Took
people
it
just,
totally, but see that
I see what you're saying.
it just saying stuff about that. It's like, no, that's not at all what it was about. It was about safety. And my husband at that then time was like, "You're not parking out back. You're not doing that. That is no lights back there. You leaving at 9:30 at night out there? No. You're gonna have, So I do not have protection. I got, like I said, friends that kind of keep their eyes open, and I don't go anywhere by myself a lot. You know what I mean? I always have people with me.
Around you. Okay.
Yeah, which you have to be cognizant, especially now. So you have to be aware.
So with that, as you know me, I love self-care. You came and spoke at our self-care resolution day, and you rocked the room, by the way.
And I didn't feel like that. I never feel like that
But
when
you
I
did.
speak.
But you did.
I just don't.
And you probably don't even remember what you said. But
I did the little acronym for worthy, right?
You did.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, and I think I did that the night before.
But the first time I heard you say you were a praying politician, and that was the first time I heard you say that. And the thing about that was I've never heard that before. But I think even if I know politicians who go to church, but things don't line up. You know what I mean?
Have that as your life.
Yeah, but you put
really
that
know it.
before. So with self-care is being the cornerstone of our sustainability and leadership. What daily practices do you keep to ground yourself and balance yourself in the demands of public service?
Wine.
Okay. Well, I need to be at your house.
No, it's for me because what do they say? If you're doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yes, true.
As hard as it is to take the naysay, criticism, hate, ugliness, it does not feel like work. Every single day, well, the night before, I look at my calendar and I say, and it is not what do I have to do tomorrow, it's what do I get to do.
What you get to do.
What do I get to do tomorrow? And I get excited. Oh, there's a ribbon cutting. There's Million Cups. I'm going to Million Cups. And then I got this and it's excitement. And it's like I get to represent my city at whatever. It just, I don't feel like I'm working. And I know the naysayers will be like, well, it's not. To me, it is being able to go to meetings. It is to show up for people at different events because they ask me to be there. And when I say yes, they go, really? I'm like, well, you asked me and I'm going to come. Yeah. First, they're amazed that I don't have, they're amazed that
that was me. That was me.
And they're like, who do I need to talk to? You're talking to the person who keeps her calendar.
Exactly.
It is me. You don't have a stat? No, I don't. I keep my own calendar. I do my own things. And I would love to have the help, but the budget doesn't allow for it, and that's okay. I adjust and I do it. But getting to the self-care, it is making time on the weekends. I love movies. I love going to wineries. I love football. I love.
Who's your team?
Oh, come on now.
Oh,
I'm
well.
from here, Commanders.
Yeah,
I have,
okay.
even though they're doing horribly right now, and then the Ravens, and so they're like my top two because they're local. You gotta be local. But it is, I love football games. I love movies. And that I immerse completely in when I do stuff.
Turn the switch off.
I do. And I'm not on my phone, and I'm not, it's like Sundays, I really do try to reserve for just my time. And then, but I'm always thinking about the city, what's going on. I'll look and see, okay, well, maybe I'll go to this event. Maybe I'll stop into that. Because sometimes when I show up, I don't want to take away. When they didn't, intentionally extend an invitation, I feel like I can go to everything. I always feel welcomed. But if it's something that they didn't specifically say, we want the mayor there, I don't go, but sometimes I'll go and slip in and just kind of look
and they're
around
honored.
If they know I was there, then I'll say I was there. You were? Why didn't you say? No, because I wanted, you had a flow going, and I don't want to interrupt that. It's not about me. And that was another thing. I try to make everything about me by having the My Mayor Looks Like Me, the Midday with the Mayor. People couldn't really see. It was about the mayor showing up. not
for the
me.
city. Yeah.
It was the mayor showing up. The
Yeah,
mayor
people,
is,
a lot of times they can't
separate.
They
No.
cannot
And
separate.
she makes it all about her. Absolutely not.
Right.
In this, when I told you about getting on the transition team, somebody said, congratulations. And my response was, I am so excited to take Manassas to the next level. Not me, because that's Manassas on that team. Never been. That's never happened that I know of.
Right.
Now Manassas is on that team. I mean, that's crazy. I have just taken the profile of this city so high.
And elevated it.
And I've made it so attractive. Nobody wanted to be mayor. Now everybody does. And that's okay. If you want to, come behind me, do whatever. But it's that encouragement of, I can do that.
Yeah.
Once I got out of the seat of council to look at the people and interview, 11 candidates came to replace me on council that we had to interview. It was 14. 11 of them were people of color that never would have felt like they could do it had I not done it. And some of them
you got to see it to believe it.
Some of them even said that in their interview. But so for me, self-care is looking at who have I helped. I'll look back through my week. I do my weekly update on LinkedIn,
I like
and I
that.
post that. And like we just did something for the veterans, we put a bench out there. Looking back over what I was able to connect or do, that's self-care for me.
Okay.
Because I can see, I'm doing
You're
good.
pouring it
I'm
into
making
yourself.
a difference. That's self-care when you can see.
Oh, it is when you can see it.
And when you talk about, domestic violence and that, it is, the first marriage there was verbal abuse there for me, and people don't know this about me. And it wasn't so much, it wasn't that harsh, like cursing, yelling, screaming, but it was the undertones, subtle. They don't care about you. Those people in Manassas don't care about you. Because when I got married, I had moved to Maryland, and then I came back. But it was just that, and being chubby and overweight my entire life and feeling less than and all that. And that person knew what button to push to say to make me go, yeah, you're right. This is it for me. And I need to just be grateful that you decided to be with me.
Wow.
And once I understood, no, I'm better than that. I will never go back to that. I lift myself up, pray, do what I got to do. And I have learned quality over quantity
yes.
in friends. And I have my core girl group that I have that will tell
that you
me
can take
the
your hair
truth,
down. Yep.
Everything, not blow smoke up my skirt and tell
Very
me what
important.
I want to hear, but that keeps me grounded. And I had to learn that you can't let everybody
have access to you.
Everybody's not.
Yeah.
And stop looking for me in everybody. Too trusting. I had to learn that. Ooh, I'm just so open, and then they use it against me. She makes everything about her. Well, no, I'm just that way of, yes, let's go, let's do this. I want you there with me, and the backfiring of certain things. But I just keep going. And
you didn't let it break you.
But it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
And that's what feels good about what I get to do every day. Like it's not a chore because I'm chosen. And that kind of is a little bit of the title. I'm still working on the title for my book. Not a chore, but chosen is what I'm thinking.
Oh, I like that. It flows.
I like that, yeah,
it flows.
too. And then, when I became mayor, I walked in. There was no transition at all. So I walked into the office to a desk and a chair. And somebody said, make that the title, the desk and the chair.
Oh, that's
because that's what I walked into.
Okay,
no transition. No.
How was it?
So, and I'm kind of grateful now because I could make it what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't following in anything that somebody else had done.
You have to do it this way.
Yeah, it was okay. Well, I have nothing, empty desk and a chair.
Yeah.
And I was okay. Well, let's go.
Yeah, you're by the time you finish, you're gonna know one of those.
The next
but
person,
they both of them are flow.
Yep.
They both titles flow really well.
The next person will not be treated that way. They will have the red carpet out and welcome. You have made it to the mayor's seat. You belong here. That because that's my legacy.
Yeah.
I want them to feel good about you made it. And this is what it is like. Here's my book. Read it.
I'm gonna sign it for you. Because you're gonna understand by the time you finish
exactly
reading.
what I'm saying here, and I'm gonna protect names. I'm gonna change names, but they will know who they are. The people who just really really almost is like their mission was to try to break, you know, and you wonder why. And for me, it was getting beyond the why do they do that? I drive myself crazy trying to figure out the why.
Yeah.
There is no why.
It is no why.
But karma knows where you live. And that's what I tell people. Karma makes no mistakes.
Better clock that one too.
Karma knows where you live. And I may not be alive to see it,
Yeah.
but it knows where you
Yeah.
live, and it is coming. Because when you just bad people you don't know, people you don't know what I've been through.
Right.
You don't know. I mean, losing my parents within 7 months of each other.
That was
I
recent.
lost my sister when
Yeah.
I first ran for council. I found her dead in her home. She wasn't married, didn't have any kids. She was in her house for 3 days before I found her. And then I was going to run for council. Well, I can't run now. I'm like, no, she would kill me if I didn't. And so I had to pick up the pieces and go on and push through. Had to go home, tell my parents their daughter was dead. I mean, I don't wish that on anybody.
No, yeah.
And then I was my parents' caretaker. They lived with me. And so I was everything. I worked my calendar around their medical appointments. I was it. I was at every medical appointment. My mom, dialysis, the whole nine. And it'll be, oh my gosh, Friday it'll be a year my mom died. And so being with them, helping them through all of their stuff. They were married 65 years.
Beautiful.
She passed away November 21st last year. My dad just passed this past June, died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
That was his girl. And I knew, I said, he's not going to. He lasted longer than I thought he would. But to go through that, the day that I buried my mother, I had a council meeting that night. I was on that dais at 5:30, calling it to order. 1:30, put my one and only mother in the ground. And 5:30, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our city council meeting. Calling the meeting to order, 5:30.
She left good roots.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, I don't have that privilege of being in sorrow and I got to move on. And I think back to my mom and the, Grant Avenue in Manassas, beautiful area with those beautiful homes. You've seen them. My mother scrubbed the floors of those homes. And for her daughter to be mayor, it just like, wow. They lived that. Don't go into Old Town after dark or you won't make it home. And now it's First Friday and the mayor. And
First Friday is everything.
That is it, But they would never even consider doing it.
Right.
But for their daughter, that place that they were told they would be nothing, my mother especially, as she's scrubbing floors, you're not going to be anything, you never will be anything, and your kids won't be anything. And now they didn't walk around, our daughters, they weren't like that at all. They were proud as they could be, proud as peacocks, but they were just stay humble. And my father told me, I don't care what they do to you. I don't care how they talk about you. Don't you step down. Don't you walk away, because that's exactly what they want you to do. So I hear that.
You hear that, Daddy's
and
words
I'm just
to
like,
you.
Dad, it's so hard.
Are you sure?
You sure? Did you really mean? And he said, I don't. He said, they are going to make it absolute hell for you. I've been here my entire life. And I know Manassas. And they don't like you, And it just, because of what you represent. But God put you there and you belong there, and just do the job and keep going. And that's what I have to, that's part of my self-care too, is just talking to my parents and thinking about all the things that they said.
That they taught you.
Yeah.
And now look at the next transition that has blessed you.
Yeah, I know.
You
I'm so
are
thankful.
on the transition team for a new
first. I know. It's
a
like
new
God,
first.
I know. It's amazing. Like I said, the call came to ask me, would I? And I'm thinking I'm going to go through this whole interview process and waiting for the calls to come. And next
give a
thing
little
I
bit
know,
of blood.
Right. And then I'm like, see the announcement. Somebody texted me and said, congratulations. I'm like, for what? They're like, you're on the team. What team? What are you talking about? Abigail's transition team. And I thought, are you really? Send me a screenshot. I'm like, I guess I am. I was waiting for an interview, but okay.
Yeah.
Because they said she would call me or her chief of staff would call. And I was waiting for that call, but I'm
you
on
wanted
there.
that air of surprise with everybody.
I just am
That's
so
amazing.
excited. I've not heard a word. Don't know what's coming, but I'm ready. I'm ready. And whatever it brings. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. It's just like little
But
girls.
that's what it's
And little girls are watching. See, you can go, that's what it's about.
The
You wanna
first, and
be-
her babies were up there with her, like,
Oh, I
Mommy."
know,
It
I
was
know,
it was
I
so
know.
good.
And it just feels so good.
And but she worked. She did
did
what
the
she
work.
had to do. She did the work for
She
sure.
did the work.
You know,
So yeah,
and
I'm so excited.
nobody
to be
could
part of the
challenge
team.
that
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
Yeah.
So before we close,
Yes.
I love to add two things. If you have a song, I love to ask all my people what song, because when we put this out, we want to be able to leave a song there for you so they can hear what you say and see how you feel, but also walk away with that memory of a song that inspires you day after day.
Gosh, there's so many.
I
mean,
know,
because
I know.
you know how like when you're a politician and you have your walkout songs and it was Work That for Mary J. Blige was like my whole thing. I'm like, work that, and I'm like, okay, but that's after you win and after all that. But the night that I got elected of the first term and made the history as the first, it was, I had Special Occasions, the band, they played at my party, and it was a long time coming. Is it Sam Cooke?
It's long.
And I know that's a slower.
No, that's good. But the words and the lyrics and the flow. And
and I think of Michelle and Barack at Last.
So that was my wedding song.
Yeah, see, so those two are just like At Last, and it's been a long time coming. It's just, wow, I did that, and there's nothing, you cannot take it out of the history books.
Nope.
I will be there forever. And little girls, can look of color and go, and that was another thing with the My Mayor Looks Like Me. It wasn't about being African American. It's about being female. And oh, by the way, if you happen to be African American, that's great. But it was about female.
Yeah.
So
because you had a diversified community.
The first group that I purposely did a Girl Scout troop that was all white, because they had said that negative stuff about, oh, that's just for black girls.
Oh.
Nope. And so I did just the opposite.
That's hard.
And did a Girl Scout troop, and we had fun. But I've had it's all female. It's about female, because I wanted to capitalize on what Kamala had done, becoming the first woman vice president, first woman of color. It was all about that, like empowering you
that
to
next
see
generation.
yourself. Yeah, that you can do this. So I think. It's two songs. Those two.
Those two.
Last,
well, I'm going to put
them
both in there.
I mean, they're kind of drab, but then work that too. That's kind of like you running things. And
I don't think either one. I like old R&B.
I know,
classic R&B. I like it.
Yeah,
so, and we haven't had anyone say classic R&B. So I think that'll be good.
It'll be good to mix it up.
To mix it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, Mara, I so thank you for being here.
You didn't get through all your questions.
I know, because we
did, but you kind of did.
Because it was so easy, to kind of guide it, but it was so easy.
Fun. A lot of fun. Thank you.
It's been great, and I want to wish you wonderful holiday season.
Thank you. This will be different without my parents around the table, because Thanksgiving was my mom, and she died the week before Thanksgiving. So last year was just, and my dad was still here. So now without both of them, it's gonna be a little strange. But I'm gonna eat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat.
That's not gonna stop you from eating.
I think this year I'm gonna do prime rib and not turkey.
Ooh.
We're gonna veer off a little bit, because Mom, oh no, you must have turkey.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's
really?
that tradition that they love to
I know,
do, right?
I'm like, what? So now I can kind of call the shots now and be the grown up and say, I'm gonna do prime rib. I'm gonna break tradition and do
have
that.
a crab feast.
Because turkey's okay, but I'm gonna do something different.
Yeah,
do something different.
Blame you.
But thank you.
Well,
thank you so
for
much
being
for
here.
your love and your support. And I look forward to working with you and everything you have going on, because you're gonna be amazing. Everything you already are, but you're just gonna get more and more is gonna come your way because of what you're doing, and you're opening doors for so many and giving them that platform that they need, and it's so needed. It's so needed and appreciated.
Really good feedback on them and how it, helped them. So
All right.
All right. So everyone, I want to thank you all for tuning in today to have a discussion with the mayor. How many people get to do that? We want more, as you can understand she wants more people to be able to have access to our leadership in our communities. And I hope this is an example for any other mayor or politician out there, is to bring people in. Also, I love the fact that she knows about herself. She turns that phone off and she takes time for herself. And all the history and all the first and all the frustration that she has gone through, she's still so poised and she's so giving. And I really am loving the fact that I am able to call her friend at this point. So if you have any questions, if you want to reach out to the mayor or show this as an example of what you would like to share with your mayor to open up more community opportunities for everyone that may just go vote, right? So I really appreciate her being here today. Please let us know if you have any questions. And until next time, thank you for being on Beautifully Unfiltered with Gigi. Have a great one.
This is an extension of Purple Runway, where we honor survivors, celebrate their courage, and amplify the voices that are often go unheard. Whether you're a survivor, a supporter, an advocate, or someone still finding their way, you're not alone, and this space is for you.
Thank you for listening. The Beautifully Unfiltered podcast is brought to you by...
One of the things that keeps great leaders up at night is how to take a solid team and make them better. Well, we can help you figure all that out. Learn as a team, grow as a team, and have fun doing it. At Blue Stallion Solutions, we meet you where you're at and we take you where you want to go. Blue Stallion Solutions isn't just a company, it's a movement. Ride with us today.